What's up, everybody? Cricket rockstar Devo Tyra Ordine here, and let's get on with it. You see, my dear friends and followers, you see my prediction that I made in a previous video earlier today, or should I say yesterday, was 100% factual and correct. In an earlier video I posted online yesterday, which was taped in the daytime hours and posted yesterday afternoon, I made the argument totally disagreeing with what cricket commentator Fazeer Mohammed said in how West Indies had the advantage, and so did Pakistan men's T20 captain Salman Agha's comments saying West Indies is a tough team. I told you all West Indies is not a tough. West Indies doesn't have the advantage against Pakistan, and counter-attacking false comments is because, look, for example, West Indies haven't won any T20s against any of the full member teams so far in 2025 except for Ireland, and it's embarrassing. Pakistan, on the other hand, I would give them this psychological advantage, even though they have been a weakest link of late within the last several months in T20. But we know how both sides are unpredictable, so we will leave it just like that. And for Salman Agha, the Pakistan captain, to say that West Indies is a tough team, this lad is out of his damn skull. Agha himself has been a failure as Pakistan captain, just like with previous captains such as Babar Rizwan, and the list goes on. But for him to say West Indies is tough, I don't believe that, because West Indies has been weak in T20s ever since they got rid of Powell as captain, and then there was the retirements of Puran and Russell, which was expected in any ways. Pakistan, on the other hand, moving on from Babar and Rizwan was the right decision, and I can't understand why would Agha say a negative comment like that. Always think positive. For example, with Saim Ayub, the left-handed opening batter, who I find is a very classy player at the top of the order. He tonight for Pakistan, or should I say last night, top scored for Pakistan with a half century and took wickets with his part-time off spin, even though he bowled a couple overs. Now the match did finish about an hour or so ago, so I'm shooting it now. It was an all-round team performance from a Pakistan team that continues to be in transition going into the Asia Cup in September and the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka February-March next year, with a close 14-run victory over West Indies in the first T20 International played at the Central Broward Stadium in Fort Lauderhill, Florida, which finished about an hour or so ago. And I'm not saying that the match was close. At one point, it was one-sided, in which Pakistan had lethal control thanks to its two spinners in Mohammad Nawaz and Sufiq Muqeeb. Pakistan, by the way, earlier in the night posted a competitive 178 for the loss of 6 wickets after 20 overs, following Saim Ayub's top scoring with 57, while there were a couple of 20-odd scores from Fakhar Zaman, 28 off 24, and Hassan Nawaz, 24 from 17. Shamar Joseph was the pick of the bowlers for the West Indies, taking 3 wickets for 30 runs from his 4 overs, his best figures to date in T20 internationals. And I thought out of all the bowlers that did well today, Shamar Joseph was at top form. Even at times he did cross the 90-mile-an-hour barrier, aka the 145 kph. And let me tell you all something. There was also wicket each for Akil Hussain, Jason Holder and Romario Shepherd, who did also take a wicket each. But with regards to the economy rate, Hussain was slightly better than Holder, although the two of them did hold Pakistan back in between. And Romario Shepherd as well was good, but was a bit expensive. West Indies never really got going in pursuit of 179 in 20 overs, with debutant from Antigua and Barbuda, Jule Andrew. Although he made an average 33 ball 35 on debut, I will give him the bly. And the reason why is because he was going after the bowling. He was smoking Harris Ralph, who was returning from injury to all parts of the Central Broward County Stadium. And I don't know what to say about Johnson Charles. I find it's time West Indies move on, because we the fans are fed up seeing him in the team whenever anybody gets injured. I do not know what's his role on the team. He was literally going nowhere with his innings. Why? Because he was slogging and missing the ball almost all the time. And it just goes to show why he shouldn't have never been recalled to the T20 setup. Since last year's T20 World Cup, his strike rate in T20 internationals has dramatically declined. 36 balls for just 35 with a strike rate of less than 100, or should I say 97. This is not T20 standards. Then came the middle phase, which I've said a million times, they're always faltering to the spinners. Look, for example, Sufiq Muqib, who made a comeback to the Pakistan team. He was absolutely brilliant on return, even though he took a wicket for just 20 from 4 overs. It just goes to show that T20s, you need that wrist spinner all the time who can get wickets. West Indies has been lacking one for quite a while. They had Hayden Walsh Jr., but he fell out of favour with the selectors. Then they had Yannick Raya, who was literally a no-show. But honestly, wrist spinners do win you games in T20s. Look what happened with Adam Zampa when Australia played the West Indies in Jamaica and St. Kitts just not too long ago. He was lethal, even though he did go for runs. He held things back by taking wickets at crucial times. It also happened in this game, not just with Sulfiq Muqib, but Mohammad Nawaz, who made a comeback to the Pakistan team after quite a while. And to be honest, the game was virtually over, not just because of the 37.5 dot ball rate percentage during the chase. I must also add that West Indies fielding efforts in the outfield was very sloppy, to go along with conceding runs in the back end of the Pakistan innings, along with the slow start which hampered the West Indies' progress. What I meant by the slow start was they made just 63 in 10 overs. They think this was a one-day international they was playing. Nawaz on return for Pakistan was the pick of the bowlers, taking figures of 3 wickets for 23 runs, while there was also wickets on return for Shaheen Shah Afridi, Sulfian Muqib, and the player of the match Saim Ayub, who scored 57 earlier on, went on to bowl 2 overs with figures of 2 wickets for 20 runs. Even though he did went at 10 per over, he was literally the star performer on the day for Pakistan. They take a 1-0 series lead with 2 matches remaining on Saturday and Sunday at the same Florida venue in Fort Lauderhill. And I gotta say though, the crowd in Florida was a disappointment, even though both sets of supporters from Pakistan and West Indies, and even those who came from parts of North America and even Canada to come and watch the men in green and men in maroon play, was a good thing to see. Also, there's a lot more cricket that's going on. India, they did close the first day of the 5th and final test against England at 204 for 6 in a match which was curtailed by rain. Only 63 overs were allowed on day 1. I'll have more on that with you tomorrow. And also, a lot more is going on, guys. So until then, be good, be cool, stay frosty, and we'll continue. I got those 2 things at the end from 2 of my friends, just to let y'all know. Bye for now.